Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is body dysmorphia a thing? For those of you who do not know, I'm gonna help you out with the short answer. Yes. In the physical realm, it's named body dysmorphia or face dysmorphia. In the spiritual sense, it's another thing, and I'm gonna touch on that also. So I'm gonna be touching on the physical and the practical and the common side of it as far as talking about on earth. And then I'm gonna talk about the spiritual side of it, and I'm gonna share part of like my testimony dealing with it. That's the reason why I can talk about both sides of it, and that I know there is a spiritual side to these disorders that are in this DSM-5. All of these different disorders, there is something that is making the person look at themselves a certain way that God did not create for us to think. He does not want us thinking certain ways about his children, about his creation, right? But in the psychological sense and the mental sense, the DSM-4 states that body dysmorphic disorder, or in other words known as BDD, is a preoccupation with an imagined defect in appearance. If a slight physical anomaly is present, the person's concern is markedly excessive. The preoccupation causes clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, and other important areas of functioning. The preoccupation is not better accounted for by another mental disorder, dissatisfaction with body shape and size, and anorexia nervosa. And I want to add something to that. It's not just with anorexia, it's with bulimia and people who think they are too skinny or too big. Like, of course, on the spectrum, we're not just talking about one thing. And I learned about so many different types of disorders where body shape was the center of attention. When I studied so many different psychology courses and majoring in psychology when I was in college, I learned so many different things. And I also learned different things spiritually, things that you can really experience, and it's more of a feeling and a wild experience than something you can really explain sometimes. So let's go to the DSM-5 really quick. So I don't want this video to get too long. The DSM-5 has a lot more information. The disorder class is obsessive compulsive and related disorders, preoccupation with one or more perceived defects or flaws in physical appearance that are not observable or appear slight to others. And I say that there's a spiritual side to it. I'm gonna just touch on it here and there, because if we see ourselves in a certain light that the devil wants us to see ourselves in, then there's gonna be something that we are not going to be doing that God created us to do. There's gonna be something that's lacking, or we're gonna look at ourselves a certain way and maybe be so insecure with something, or have an eating disorder, or doing certain things to our body that we shouldn't do because we feel low about ourselves, or we don't feel like we can accomplish something, or whatever the case is, or somebody made a comment about us, or people bullied us in school or work, or whatever the case is, or in your family. And now I'm gonna say this spirit with this name has come upon you to oppress you and make you feel a certain way about yourself, so that there's something in your life that you are not accomplishing. These little devils out here, they want to keep you from accomplishing something great. They want to keep you from having more peace and feeling good about yourself and feeling healthy mentally, emotionally, physically, and everything. But let's go to the DSM-5. At some point during the course of this order, the individual has performed repetitive behaviors, mirror checking, excessive grooming, skin picking, reassurance seeking, or mental acts comparing his or her appearance with that of others in response to the parents' concerns. So when I was bullied in school, in like the 8th grade and high school and stuff, like there were certain things that happened to where after that I started checking myself in the mirror to make sure there was nothing on me or nothing hanging off of my pants when I come out the bathroom. Like, I just made sure that there was nothing extra that people could make fun of. So I would look in the mirror, I would make sure that I was like right, or whatever you want to call it. The preoccupation causes clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other areas of functioning. The appearance preoccupation is not better explained by concerns with body fat or weight in an individual whose symptoms meet diagnostic criteria for an eating disorder. With muscle dysmorphia, the individual is preoccupied with the idea that his body build is too small or insufficiently muscular. They can say that there's different types of dysmorphias and other different disorders but really spiritually it's entities that have these names that are oppressing us and trying to do certain things to us to keep us from doing different parts of God's will that he has for us. But it doesn't matter because we're gonna conquer it. And I don't want you to claim these disorders. Like, I can say that I have dealt with this, I can say that I have dealt with other things, but I'm not gonna say that I had body dysmorphia or I have body dysmorphia, because I feel like when you say I have this or have that, you could say the doctor diagnosed me or whatever, but like, you could say I dealt with this, I'm battling this, because you're not gonna let it overcome you. You're gonna win. We're going to win, right? We're gonna do the things that we love to do and enjoy life, right? We're gonna do God's will, right? We're gonna be in our purpose and destiny, right? And we are beautifully and wonderfully made. It ain't nothing but the tricks and the schemes of the devil, for real, because he can use different people to try to discourage you and try to say different things about your body or your face or your feet or your legs or your arms or your butt or whatever the case is, to try to make you feel discouraged or make you feel like you need to get surgery or make you feel like you're not enough or you're not pretty enough or you can't get this guy or you have to have this certain feature to get this guy. Like, no, the way you are is beautiful. And I want to say this, you're gonna have to deal with the fact that you're not for everybody and everybody's not for you. But I just feel like people don't have to display their distaste for a certain preference. You know how people announce what they're not attracted to, so they're like downing someone else, they're making someone else feel low because they're not attracted to that. I don't feel like people have to do that. Like, just go on about your business, be attracted to what you're attracted to. If you're not attracted to that person, don't try to date them or stay away from them, but you don't have to announce it and make them feel bad about it or make fun of them or be the class clown or be bullying. Don't be bullying either. Let's go back to the DSM-5. Oh, I think I read everything already. Okay, and now we're gonna go to the symptoms. But listen, the symptoms can be different. Nothing in the DSM-5 or that is really man-made, man-written is not gonna be 100%. And also, all of us are still learning. We are learning from each other different knowledge. So all of this information that's in these books is accurate to a certain point, you know what I'm saying? But of course, there's different cases and different things that we have not seen or heard of that may go against what the DSM-5 says. So let me not get into that. The symptoms of body dysmorphic disorder. According to DSM-5, the disorder is defined by 4 different criteria with 5 specifiers the clinician can add. The person is preoccupied with the physical features which they perceive as flawed, though it is not apparent or a matter of concern to objective observers. There is a history of a repetitive behavioral component focused on the perceived physical anomalies, such as obsessively examining oneself in the mirror or grooming to hide or fix the perceived flaw, or seeking reassurance from others about their appearance without satisfaction. So in high school, when I was in college, I was dealing with this really bad. Like, I was looking in the mirror and I was struggling, like, do I look like this? I was looking at pictures of me. I would take pictures from this angle and that angle, different pictures from different angles of my face, of my body, and I'm just looking and I'm like, what do I look like? And during that time, I would ask people around me, like, do I look like this on this picture? And they would be like asking me, what are you talking about? Like, they were kind of confused at what I was asking them. And you just like looking in the mirror like, what do I look like? And it feels like an imposter. You feel like an imposter because you're looking in the mirror, or you're looking at a picture you just took on the phone, or you're looking at a picture that somebody took of you, and you're like, what is going on here? And so if you're starting to have negative thoughts, those thoughts are not yours. Those are thoughts that the devil is trying to put in your head to make you feel bad about yourself, because he doesn't want you to know that you're really, really beautiful. Specifiers can include body dysmorphia, obsession regarding musculature in which an individual believes they are lacking the desired muscle mass. 2, good or fair, the individual respond favorably to reassurance for a period of time or be distractible from their preoccupation. The individual will need constant reassurance or have to check frequently on their appearance or will have moments of insight. The spiritual side of it is this thing will make you feel like you're crazy sometimes, but but you're not. It's just something that's trying to oppress you to make you feel a certain way about yourself. But you are beautifully and wonderfully made, and you just have to get over it. Once you get over the fact that you're not for everybody and everybody's not for you, just like you look at somebody or you may talk to somebody and you know like, okay, this person doesn't belong in my life. But the only thing that I just think is people shouldn't be announcing their negative words. If you don't have nothing nice to say, then don't announce it. They do have some risk factors in the DSM-5 that indicates child maltreatment is a risk factor for BDD. There is also an increased risk of BDD in first degree relatives with OCD. And that's another thing too. A lot of these disorders, they work together, just like spirits and demons work together. And there's different levels to this thing. There's different levels to certain disorders. Like there's different levels to depression. Everybody's depression is not gonna look the same. But I want to tell y'all one thing though, whatever you're dealing with, whatever disorder you're claiming, don't claim it. You may have medication or the doctors may have said you have this or diagnosed you with this and that, but I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be like that. I want to encourage prayer. You can't put God in a box. There has been people who have prayed to God to ask them how can they be healed of certain things, and he told them some wild ways, like of certain instructions that he gave them to help cure them of what they were going through. Everybody's healing is not going to look the same. What everybody is going through is not going to look the same. Even if you've been diagnosed with the same thing that somebody else been diagnosed with, you're still not going to be going through the exact same feelings, right? But all of these things are distractions. All these earthly things and these diseases and these disorders and these mental disorders and psychosis, it's a distraction to keep you from knowing that you're beautifully, wonderfully made. And then people have trauma, and then you start maybe thinking that you're disgusting and you become disgusted at yourself. Or you look in the mirror and you just say like, ew. But you really gotta rebuke it and not let it have you, because the devil already is here to sift us as wheat. He already hates you and he already hates me because we have a chance of going to heaven. There are so many different things that are real that people are going through that the earthly realm and the earthly doctors have come up with a name for. And then there's a spiritual side of it. If it has a name, it has to bow down. The name of Yeshua. That's all I'm gonna say. So whatever you're going through, you're gonna be healed, period. And it's a battle. It doesn't have you in a headlock. No, it's a battle, because you're not gonna let it win. You're just gonna keep fighting it off of you. It may be stuff that you deal with, but you don't have to claim it and say, I have this, I have that. You don't have to claim that. You don't have to claim all of these disorders over your life. You can maybe say like, this thing tried to creep up on me. This thing tried to take me out, but it is not Lord over my life. It does not control my life. It's not gonna keep me from having my joy and my peace. We gotta keep encouraging each other. Don't be mean to people. It's already enough going on. Why would you just add more maltreatment to somebody else's life? This video getting kind of long already, y'all, but I could talk about this for like hours, but I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. If you have any questions, you can email me, or you can ask in the comments below if you want me to talk about something more specific. This video has gotten long enough. Hopefully I said everything that I wanted to say, so I don't be sitting up there talking about, dang, I should have said this. Body dysmorphia and a lot of these other things, these disorders, is really a distortion that the devil wants us to have, a distortion of our image. Anorexia, bulimia, and don't be making yourself throw up. Don't be cutting yourself. Don't be doing none of that. Always remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Be kind to yourself. Take care of your body. Love on yourself. If other people not loving on you, they not for you. Skedaddle. God put people in my life that love me for real. Alright, y'all? Don't let these things distort your mind. Pray and ask God to reveal to you how he sees you, which is so beautiful. You're his beautiful child. He wants the best for you. He don't want you thinking bad about yourself. I don't want you thinking bad about yourself. I don't want to be thinking bad about myself. It happens, but we have to fight it off. Every time it happens, we have to fight it off. Like, no, I'm beautiful. I look good today. I rebuke their negative comment about me. Alright, y'all. I see I could keep talking about it, but comment below if you want to talk about something more specific. Alright, y'all. The devil cannot have us, in Jesus' name. Always remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to others, and have a peaceful day. If people are taking away your peace, if something is taking away your peace, it's too expensive. Get rid of it. You need your peace. The devil is trying to come for your peace and your faith. It's not about the materialistic thing. He's coming for your faith, and he wants your soul, but he can't have it. Alright, y'all. Peace.